Travis Scott is done for if he responds to Pusha T. And honestly, he deserves to be dissed by Pusha. He deserves to be washed in a beef if we're being real. I'm not going to take up too much of your time with the intro. My name is Ron. I upload weekly videos on hip hop and I'm trying to hit 10K subs by the end of summer. So if you want to help me out with that goal, it helps me out a ton and I'd really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So unless you've been living under a rock, you know Pusha T just tripled down on dissing Travis Scott. And honestly, Travis brought it on himself and he really deserves it, to be honest. But why? Why does one of the hottest rappers of the past 10 years deserve to be dissed? Well, to start, he tried playing in Pusha T and Pharrell's face. Here's a direct quote from Pusha T's interview with GQ. The true context of that is we were in Paris, literally working, and he was calling to play P, his new album. He came to Pharrell's studio at Louis Vuitton HQ where Clips recorded most of Let God Sort Him Out, which is Clips' new album, if for those of y'all that don't know. He interrupted a session, Pusha recalled. He sees me and Malice there. He's like, oh man, everyone's here. He's smiling, he's laughing, jumping around, doing his effing animal dances. We weren't into the music, but he wanted to play it, wanted to film us and Pharrell listening to it. And then a week later, you hear Meltdown, which he didn't play. He played the song, but not Drake's verse. Now, tell me how you'd feel as an artist if you were in Pusha T's shoes, or worse, Pharrell's shoes. People were kind of joking when Pusha first dissed Travis by saying, damn, Meltdown really had them boys hot. But for real, I think it's within reason. Why are you going to come and play these guys your album, interrupt the session nonetheless, and have a guest verse diss them? Especially when you personally work with Pharrell in the past and on this album with. There's no way anyone with some backbone is going to let that slide. Are you crazy? Some people were trying to defend Travis by saying, oh, Drake turned his verse in 24 hours before the album dropped, or the Drake verse wasn't added yet. Like, bro, just stop for real. Be for real right now. If we all immediately knew who Drake was talking about in that verse, you don't think Travis knew the first time he heard it? Travis was in his DJ Khaled bag when he got the verse back, I guess.
I like what Drake likes.
And honestly, do you think that changes anything? Do you think Travis would have played them Drake's verse had he already had it? I'd bet Travis wouldn't even have the song on the hard drive when he walked into that studio had the verse already been recorded, mixed, and done. Travis has always been a neutral party in any beef and hated picking sides his whole career, which has only negatively affected him and has probably led him to get bullied and sort of pushed around behind the scenes, if we're being honest. But that goes into the next quote I have from Pusha T in this GQ interview. Pusha was quick to add that he doesn't hold Travis to any standard because as he sees it, Travis has a pattern of remaining conveniently neutral when it suits him. He's done this a lot. He has no picks. He'll do this with anybody. He did it with Sicko Mode, on which Drake seems to diss Kanye despite Travis's close ties to him. Pusha then referenced last spring when Travis joined Future and Metro on stage and excitedly asked him to tease Like That, the song whose incendiary Kendrick Lamar verse ignited Kendrick's beef with Drake. He was on the Rolling Loud stage. Play that. He don't have no picks, no loyalty to nobody. He'll jump around whatever he feels is hot or cling on to whatever he feels is hot. But you can play those games with those people. We're not in your mix. Keep your mix over there. So I get, honestly, bro, it wasn't clocking to Travis that Pusha was standing on business. That was a dumb reference, I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna keep it pushing. Travis has done this his entire career. To be honest, once he was egging Future to play Like That, once it came out and we heard the verse, my immediate thought was, alright, Travis was against Drake now. But then Drake shouted him out on push-ups, which honestly had me confused because Travis was silent that whole beef. He knew that he might want a Kendrick verse in the future, but he also had to think, damn, I might need a Drizzy verse too. Let me stay over here in the middle. He also did this with Kanye, the uncle to his literal children, which is just slimy behavior, to be honest. So Travis very much deserves to be dissed. And we've never seen Travis Scott in a back and forth rap-wise. And honestly, I think a reply from Travis would be hilarious. Because what is bro really going to say, to be honest? What beat would he hop on? I just can't picture Travis coming at anyone in a song. But I guess we also said something similar before Euphoria came out when everybody was talking about, oh, Kendrick isn't battle tested or Kendrick's not a battle rapper, he's going to get washed, etc. But Travis, I genuinely can't see him going toe-to-toe with Pusha. So His best option is just to let it slide under the bridge, to be honest, which is a loss as well because Travis is going to be bombarded with tweets and comments for at least the next 6 months if he doesn't respond. And even then, people are still going to be saying he ducked Pusha T far longer than the 6-month mark. It's going to be years down the line. Like that Brother Nature dude that got pieced up into the inside of that deli. People still comment on his profile to this day. We still remember, bro, or we didn't forget. If you know, you know. But if you don't, I'm sorry you don't. But does it negatively affect his career? To be honest, I think a back and forth will hurt his career more than staying silent will. It's kind of like pick your poison. You want the short-term embarrassment or the long-term stain on your legacy by replying. But also at the same time, I'm not going to blame Travis for replying. And I would have a little more respect for Travis if he does reply, because Pusha has honestly been tripling down, just dogging him in the interview. The song, he had a couple bars for him, whatever. But at part of this interview, he said, man, he's harmless. It's just Travis. Which is crazy hilarious to me, bro. When I heard that, I was bursting out laughing because it reminds me of that 21 Savage tweet when Kylie, coincidentally, the person that Travis has kids with, was dating Tyga. And 21 Savage was tweeting at Kylie and somebody was like, she's got a man. And he was like, it's just Tyga. It's just Travis Scott. You feel me? So I don't know. That tweet is just all time up there tweet. Top 10 tweets for me. That was one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen. Also, Kendrick's on this album, which is going to be interesting to see because will he diss Travis Scott too? Is Kendrick going to have bars for Travis? To be honest, it's hard to tell. Unless they fell out behind the scenes, the only reason Kendrick has to diss Travis is for Travis collabing with Drake throughout all these years and doing Pusha and Pharrell dirty. So if Kendrick disses Travis as well, it's raps, bro. There's no coming back for Travis. I don't see him being able to do a thing that would really move the needle at all or just make people see that him in his favor rather than Pusha T in Kendrick's favor. And also another person mentioned in this interview that might catch some bars as well is none other than Travis Scott's mentor, Ye. Pusha mentioned in this interview that he doesn't see Ye as the same man anymore and that they're no longer on good terms. And with Ye recently changing his stance and showing support towards Drake over Kendrick, it wouldn't surprise me if Kendrick had something to say to Ye on his feature. Also, Pusha T's working with Jay-Z now. We might see another 20v1 soon, or a 20v2 maybe. It seems as of right now, hip-hop is going towards another civil war. But honestly, if Kanye gets dissed as well, this might make the perfect opportunity for Travis and Kanye to reunite and have like a little 2-on-2 type deal going on. Pusha T on a Pharrell beat dissing both Kanye and Travis just in a back and forth. That would be pretty entertaining to say the least. I don't know. I don't think that either Travis or Kanye can bar up Kendrick or Pusha T in any way, shape, or form. I think Pharrell would have better bars for Kanye at this point in his career. But what do you guys think? I'm definitely interested in what you guys think. What do you guys think is going to happen in this beef? Do you think that Travis Scott's going to reply? Do you think that he's going to have some bars for Pusha T? Do you think that he's just going to ignore it? And do you think that Kendrick Lamar is going to come out swinging at Travis Scott or Drake or even Kanye? It would be interesting what you guys have to say in the comments. I definitely appreciate you guys watching all the way through. Thank you guys for liking the video and subscribing. It means a ton. It helps me out a ton, and we're making that push for 10K subs. We got about 2 months to hit it, so I think we definitely can. I appreciate you if you're still watching, and also let me know, what do you guys think YBN Namir thinks of all this? We've been so caught up in all the big players in rap that we forgot to take into account the actual big dog. What does Namir think? Namir can come in like Thanos and end everything just like that. You feel me? But nah, I'm playing with y'all. But thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. We're going to be more consistent with the daily uploads. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, for hanging out, and for listening to me yap for the last 8-9 minutes. So thank you guys so much. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.